Hello citizens! Today I would like to talk about a ship that was mostly forgotten by the players and CIG, and how it represents a missed opportunity and poor planning. As always, if you liked the video, sacrifice a like to the YouTube algorithm and subscribe for more. And additionally, in case you missed it, I started a Patreon page for the Armory to help cover operating costs. If you don't know what the Armory is, I suggest you go check it out at armory.thespacecoder.space. By now, you probably figured out that I'm talking about the RSI Mantis. Since its release, I have only seen it used a couple of times, but I think it's going to see a comeback in 3.15. But before I get into that, I'm going to talk about why it was forgotten. When the Mantis was originally released, it caused quite a lot of hype from lawful and unlawful players alike because it finally offered the option to capture your target out of quantum and to keep them from running away from you. The initial release, of course, wasn't without issues, with a lot of players abusing this ability, causing CIG to implement more limitations. For me, the most interesting part about this new quantum enforcement gameplay was the surprising amount of math and planning required to do it properly. However, this hype disappeared within weeks of the initial release. I think it happened because of several reasons, most of which don't really have anything to do with the Mantis itself. The main reason is that at the time the state of piracy and PvP gameplay was, to most people, very unsatisfactory. Victims of piracy would log out or self-destruct when captured. Also, lots of people would try to chase player bounties using the Mantis, which is very difficult and not what it's designed for. I think that a lot of people didn't realize that the Mantis is not a solo ship, and it needs to work as a part of an organized group. It needs combat ships to protect it, and ships with EMP or other means to disable ships to keep the prey from escaping the quantum dampener range. And finally, the anti-griefing restrictions ultimately made the quantum snare almost completely illegal to use. All of this led to the Mantis slowly being abandoned and forgotten by most players. But I think that CIG also forgot to think the Mantis through. With little legal use at release, very weak connection to other gameplay loops, and seemingly no plans for the future, the Mantis feels more like an afterthought rather than a meaningful project. Now, all of this doesn't mean that the Mantis was completely abandoned by the players. There are still a few groups out there who are using it and even maintaining guides on how to properly utilize its capabilities. But I think that in 3.15 we will see a true comeback of the Mantis. First of all, the wipe will force everyone to go out there and make money, which will make pirates start setting up ambushes trying to rob miners and traders. The changes to death, the medical system, and inventory will probably make most people think twice about self-destructing their ships. Along with that, while we still can't loot cargo, the pirates will be able to steal equipment and other items stored in the ship's inventories. And I think that being able to steal cargo is something we might see sooner than we expect. Ultimately, I think that the Mantis is an amazing ship with a lot of potential, but it was released ahead of its time and purpose, and it needs to wait for the game to catch up. I'm hoping we're going to see more reasons to bring this ship out, and I can't wait to see what players are going to do with it moving forward. With that being said, that's it for tonight. What do you think? Do you like the Mantis? Have you ever used it? Let me know in the comments. Fly safe, and I will see you in the verse.